What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today in this video we are doing a review of the theme park PortAventura in Salou, Spain. Now PortAventura is a very good park. I've only been there once and I absolutely loved every minute of my trip. There was a lot of wins, a few L's, and today we're going to talk about them all. Now, first, PortAventura, can I just say that this park was beautiful. All the different zones, just honestly, like one of the nicest looking theme parks I've been to. Take that, Alton Towers. The sort of like tropical Hawaii zone. Didn't spend that much time in it, as let's face it, we bolted past going straight to Shambhala. The western zone, we spent quite a bit of time in it. It was quite heavily themed and really nice. The Chinese area was really nice. It looked like it may have needed a tiny spruce up. However, it was really nice and I really liked it. The operations of the park. A lot of videos have said that PortAventura's operations were awful. However, I personally think that they were not too bad. I managed to get in Shambhala 3 times and each of the queues were 30 minutes. We did go at the end of March, so that could, say something about how I got those queues. But yeah, most Dragon Khan's queue was about 30 minutes. Stampeder's queue was about an hour and 20, but it was on a reduced, it only had one train running the whole day. Furious Backcoast queue was about an hour, which is quite good, and Uncharted's queue was about an hour and 20, an hour and 10 maybe. Now, let's talk about the roller coasters. I only went on 5 roller coasters, the big 5, but went on Shambhala 3 times. I would have liked to have got on the Mine Train ride, Tren di Diablo or Diablo Le Tren, something like that, purely for the credits. Also, I just quickly want to mention, this is only a review of PortAventura as we did not go to Ferrari Land. I went to PortAventura with my college, so I couldn't just split off and go to Ferrari Land, unfortunately, which is really sad because I would have loved to go on Red Force. However, back to PortAventura. They have their signature attraction, Shambhala. And my oh my, we saw this on the coach journey over. We could see it. I was literally jittering. I was so psyched to go on it. I kept getting told to sit down because I kept wondering about the bus. It was worthwhile. We sprinted from the gates to Shambhala. The 3 of us. We ended up losing one of our friends on the way, which is so funny. But it was so good. That first drop, the into the tunnel, the first hill, the magic 8 element, the ejector airtime going into the splashdown. It was so good. It is my number 1 roller coaster right now. B&M really outdid themselves by making probably their best roller coaster ever. A lot of enthusiasts say. A lot of people say Goliath in America is better than B&M Hyper. However, looking at the POVs, I don't know what they're on about, to be honest. Shambhala is amazing. What was that? The next roller coaster right next to it, Dragon Khan, another B&M. It was a B&M Looper, sit-down Looper. Completely the opposite. I have quite bad shoulders, just all round. So this roller coaster was just painful for me. I normally don't mind rough coasters, but it's just when I was upside down and I was just relying on my shoulders to keep me in, especially because they were quite bad in Barcelona too, because that's where we went for the trip. It was just painful, and a lot of the elements were going slow. The drops weren't that good. It just wasn't what I imagined it to be. We did do it coming off Shambhala, so that could have affected it, but it just wasn't what I expected it to be. A lot of B&M, it's kind of like ruined what I think of B&M loopers now, because it was just slow, not running well, and bad on my shoulders, which it's just not good. I've been on rides like Colossus, which should also be bad for my shoulders, but just aren't because the restraints are better. But yeah, it just wasn't anything good. The next ride we did was Uncharted. Now this ride, going into it, I thought this is going to be bad, I'm going to not like it, it's going to be boring, it's just indoor ride, there's no height or thrill. But I loved it. Every bit of it was such a themed experience. The queue line, you had the Nathan Drake animatronic, that was so good. When I walked in, I thought it was an actual, like, just a Don just standing there and waffling to us. You go for this one bit in the queue and there's a spike track above you. We kept making jokes about it. Says, oh yeah, you walk through the queue line, you look up and there's just death trap. But the ride itself, I went on with two of my friends, and one of them, funny enough, was their first time ever on a roller coaster. I actually tricked them into thinking it was going to be like some of tame ride, and when we got on it, I was like, oh yeah, by the way, just so you know, there's launches. And he was like, youth. But yeah, the ride itself, the launches were all quite sort of whippy and good. They, of course, they're not going to be the best of the best. The unique elements, like the turntable, that was quite good. The screen that we came against could have been a bit more high detail. I had no idea what it was playing because I've seen the movie, I've seen a bit of gameplay for one of the games, but other than that, I've never been too interested in the series. I feel like it would be a series I enjoy though. The spike was really good, and the rolling launch following it was really good. It was going into it, thought nothing of it, but it ended up being my third favourite ride in the park. The next roller coaster we went to was Stampeder. It is the CCI racing wooden roller coaster. A lot of people have said this one is rough and bad and unenjoyable, but I really enjoyed it. The queue took ages. We were queuing for ages. They only had one train running, which did take down from the experience, I'll be honest. I think it was only the red train. It's the one on the left. I think it was the red train. It was the only one that was running, so it would have been a much nicer to do it with its racing feature. However, we didn't get to experience that. However, the layout itself was really fun, and I really enjoyed it. The final ride was Furious Batco, which was closed almost the entire day. It was open at the start, but then it closed from about 12 to about 4. So when I was in the queue for probably my third one in Shambhala, I saw that it was open on the app, and afterwards we all just went there. We did it. My friends were on the other side of the wind coaster from me, and I remember on the ride itself, they said they looked over to me and we were just suddenly upside down. So it is really fun. The launch, very good. A lot of people told me that it was like a really rough ride, so I was actually wearing this hoodie, I think. I put my hood up just so I didn't get hurt. However, it's not rough. There's nothing rough about Furious Batco. If you find it rough, then you're a wimp. It's literally one of the smoothest coasters I've been on, and one of the best. I love launch roller coasters. And the fact that it was an upwards launch completely took me off guard. You can't really tell in POVs. That first drop right out of when it dips down is just so good, and the whole layout is just it's just like everything Rita should have been. But it was really good. I really liked it. The theming, I had no idea what was happening, to be fair. There was like a pre-show moment. Some water was attacking or something. It was quite good. I really liked it. It was my second favourite ride in the park. They had a few areas in PortAventura, like the Sesame Land, and I think there was some sort of Egyptian or Adventure Land. I just didn't go there because there was no roller coasters that I really felt interested to go over and see. But I wish I did. I definitely spent way too much money at this, but I spent like 60 quid on merchandise. I should have bought a little panda that came with it. That was in the Chinese section, but I didn't. But overall, PortAventura, Toulouse, Spain, is one of the best theme parks I've been to. They are held back by one of their roller coasters not being very good, and the other one having bad maintenance. However, what they did good was so extremely good, and they only had a few little L's. if you ever get the chance to go to PortAventura, definitely go for 2 days in March and go to Ferrari Land, because then you'll get absolutely everything done. PortAventura is one of my favourite theme parks, and it definitely earns that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!